Right guys, it's Mark here with me main man Teddy Bear. Say hello Teddy.
What's happening, people?
Just wanted to do a quick video today because I had a really good day. Doing something different to work. I've been on a bit of a journey with Teddy. I can't say I've done too much though, mine, because I'm about as much use as a chocolate fire guard when it comes to being a good friend that's there all the time, because I spread myself too thin. But I have been able to be involved with Teddy's journey. Now, you could probably tell even in the video, I'm quite a big lad. Teddy's even bigger, and there's reasons behind that. And I just wanted to share with people what it is that Teddy's background, how this started, what's happened, and tell us a bit about his journey. And then I've got some exciting stuff to ask him at the end, which is already making me smile because I know the end and you lot don't. So, Teddy, tell us a little bit about sort of your past and your journey.
Well, just basically, even from birth, basically, always been big. I was 2 months premature, 7'10" baby, and yeah, throughout my adolescence years, always big. Although I was active, it didn't stop me from playing sports and participating in stuff. Even through my teenage years, I was playing rugby, I was doing kickboxing. Wasn't really an issue. It wasn't until I got into my 20s that it started becoming a little bit of an issue, and then it became a massive issue when my mum passed away, and I had a massive shock to the system. And then I got diagnosed with a condition called Lymphoedema, which basically means the lymph glands in my body aren't working correctly. So the fluid in your body filters through lymph glands to travel around the body. Now for me, in certain areas, specifically in my legs, the lymph glands will filter the water into the fluid into my legs, but then they struggle to draw it back out, and so because of that, it's made my legs go disformed and swell up, and I've had 2 masses form on my thighs on both legs that have remained, unfortunately. And yeah, it's caused mobility issues for me, and then yeah, the weight's just kind of ballooned on for years after that and ever since. And then these past 10 months now, properly tackling the issue. And yeah.
So in terms of what you've gone through, obviously you've gone through different stages with your mindset. So me as a big person that's always battled my weight was always linked to my emotions, and I'm a funny character, and a lot of my funniness, I guess, was always ways of dealing and overcoming difficult things in my life.
It was your shield.
Yeah, and it's kind of my shield. Although I'd like to think that I'm funny also because I'm funny, but
He is.
it's, you know, a lot of that is to hide those emotions, and I found that even when you've got good people around you and a good family, sometimes you still can't open up to them, and sometimes it's even hard to admit to yourself the problem that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So the difference in your mental state from being a child that's just slightly overweight, still being active, to going into being big, how did that affect you mentally in terms of how you felt when you was walking around, when you was going places? Because we all know you was Big Cuddly Teddy, and most of your friends that know you embrace you for who you are.
During, I'd say during my teenage years and going into my early 20s, it didn't bother me. I was me. I was still able to do stuff. I was still able to keep up with people. So I had that confidence because I knew everyone, because I was social. I talked to people and that. And as I said, I was involved in all my sports and everything, and that I had that confidence. And so dealing with people taking the mick, calling names, etc., it didn't bother me. In fact, I used to find it hilarious, and I used to embrace getting the attention, where I'd have to tell friends and family members who were getting irate about it and wanting to go and talk to the people, or in some cases want to fight the people. I'm having to tell them, don't worry about it, it's fine. But then getting into my 20s and then losing my mum, and then I had some real bad experiences in my personal life. I split up from my fiance at the time, and I had some embarrassing moments publicly where I was having to wait to be picked up from an appointment, and I was at the hospital and staff members were walking past me while I was sat outside pointing and laughing at me, and it really damaged my confidence and knocked me for six and absolutely destroyed me, to the point where I reclused away. And from, I'd say, 2019, the summer of 2019, all the way up until last year, I didn't leave where I live, my flat, my area where I live. I didn't go. So basically 2.5 years. I mean, granted, we had lockdown, which was another massive thing to obviously deal with. I mean, I live on my own. I don't have family close by near me. I have family in the sense of friends and that. But I was on my own. I was isolated by myself throughout lockdown and stuff. And that had a massive effect on me mentally. And obviously, like the majority of people do, what do? You turn to food, don't you? And yeah, and just the whole mental side of it all. Looking back, that chunk from losing my mum to just after lockdown and stuff was huge. Had a huge impact on me negatively. And I look back at it and I'm disappointed in myself that I allowed it to happen. But things happen for a reason. You can't help that. It is what it is. But I got to a point after we come out of lockdown and that, and towards the middle of last year, I realised I didn't want it to just exist. I didn't want to just live a life, wake up and be like, why am I here? Because I had those moments. I did have suicidal thoughts, and back in 2015, I did try to commit suicide, sadly. I mean, thankfully, I mean, obviously I didn't do it. I'm still here. And I always used to be one of those people, I never understood why people did it. I always used to think, oh, they're so selfish. How could they do that? They've got so much to live for and stuff. But I got to that stage where I couldn't see a way out. I got that low, and I understand, and I have a new respect, not respect's the wrong word, a new understanding for it, that you don't see a way out. You do literally just feel like you're existing, like you shouldn't be here. What's the point? And through going through all that and experiencing all that, I got to that point last year, and I was like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to fall into that trap again. And so I made a conscious decision to refer myself to the wellbeing service, and it was the best decision I'd ever made. I'm actually annoyed at myself that I didn't do this sooner. I referred myself to them. They were very good with me. They referred me to a CBT therapy course, and I did a 6-week course. Sorry, not 6 week. It was longer than 10-week course. I apologise. And it was amazing. The skills and things I learned on that, and speaking to the other people that were on the course with me, it was all done via a Zoom call. I know some people aren't keen on doing Zoom calls and stuff. They like to have that face-to-face. He's one of them. He prefers this type of interaction rather than this interaction. But for me, it was nice because I had a good group of people who all got involved. We all spoke about what we were going through. We all got involved with the counsellor, and it was a very good thing. It was a good course, and I learnt so much that it helped me through some things. Immediately afterwards, I lost my best friend's dad died, and he was someone very close. He was actually the very first person I ever met.